Hello everybody, this is a book review of Amanda Brooks' Always Pack a Party Dress. And we're going to clean makeup brushes and combs. And that is a silicone oven mitt. I read a lot, and most of it is for research for the book because that's where I want to be of value for you. Let me repeat that in case you didn't hear me. I read a lot, mostly for research for the book, because that is where I want to be of value to you. And Dawn dish soap for supporting me with the YouTube channel. So I was in Toronto this weekend, and it was a great weekend. And I'm really happy I got to go. My husband was on a business trip, so I just tagged along. It also happens to be Mother's Day weekend, so it was a nice trip. And I finished this book in the hotel room while he was working. So the book chronicles Amanda Brooks' life, 20 years in fashion in New York. And she eventually goes from, working for an art gallery to being the marketing director, I believe, for Barney's New York, the department store. And on the way, she talks about interviewing for Vanity Fair, going to the Met Ball, which has been taken over by Anna Wintour. She's the woman that inspired the movie Devil Wears Prada. And I don't want to give away anything, but she takes a turn. And I had a really nice moment on the elevator. I was getting ready to go for a lunch date with my cousin Craig, and I was wearing a very smartly dressed outfit because it is now the middle of May and there's no hope of summer ever showing up in the Midwest and possibly even Toronto. So I had a leather jacket on. I had, what else did I have? I had a leather jacket, fitted burgundy pants, but you didn't know what clothes I had on because of the leather jacket. But what I was sporting was a white Salvatore Ferragamo bag. This bag's really old. Vinay got it from me from China when he was doing his MBA, and he had a class trip to China. And he got me this bag, and it's a really nice bag. And this really elegant woman got on the elevator, and you could tell she was a businesswoman. She had like this amazing Holly Berry pixie haircut. She was, dressed really well. She was toting like luggage behind her, and she looked at me and she goes, "That's a great bag." And I swear she made my day. Lots of reasons. One, for the compliment, and two, people in Toronto know how to dress. Part of the reason why they look so good is just genetics. It's the world's most multicultural city. In the 30 minutes it took me to walk back to the hotel, I heard 3 languages, all of which I couldn't identify. And it's just a really great city, and I'm convinced the best looking people live in Toronto. So she paid me this compliment, and I was thrilled. Just thrilled beyond belief. Like, she really made my day. And of course I was just finishing up the book in my hotel room. So here's what I got out of the book. When you're a minimalist, I'll admit it, my clothes mostly look like a depressed substitute social studies teacher. That's what I look like. But once in a while, it doesn't hurt to look glamorous. And even the glamorous pieces can be minimized. So one of these days, I'll dress up and have some place to go. And I'll really bring my game, I promise. And I'll look glamorous. And I will show you what my idea of glamour looks like. And I don't feel like I'm wearing a costume. There are times when I've tried to look sexy and I feel like a high-class call girl because it feels like a costume. It does not look like me. It's not my idea of beauty, sex appeal. And I did that. It was a costume. I went as Miss Mexico for a Halloween party, and I'll tell you what Vinesh was later. It was funny. But it is supposed to be a costume, and that's why I'm dressed really sexy. But I do have one dress that is like my, take out all the stops. This is really sexy. And one of the items I'm glad she mentioned, because I have one, is a white coat. And that white coat just takes it up another notch, because not only is the dress sexy, but arriving somewhere in the cold weather, that's sexy too, in a white coat. So even she, who is a glamorous woman, even she had to adopt a minimal wardrobe, because when she was in New York, she had the luxury of 2 walk-in closets. When she moved to a farm in England, there were a lot of luxuries that she no longer had. So it's worth a read. I enjoy it because I've always had a love affair with fashion. As a child, I used to sketch dresses, and I wanted to be a fashion designer. I used to watch a show called CNN Style with Elsa Clinch. So I've always had an obsession with fashion, even if you can't tell that from my current wardrobe. But give her a read and see what you think. Alrighty. I think my brush is clean. And there we go. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Happy Mother's Day, everybody.